Okay, everyone, this is Angie. She's going to walk through infection control for you guys. So she came in from the locker room. As you can see, she has her box with all her stuff in it.
Okay. And put it down. Close. Come over here. 2-minute hand wash.
So since she just walked into the clinic, she's going to do a full 2-minute hand wash here. Pay attention to the way that she's washing her hands. She gets them wet, get the soap, and she must interlock her fingers, wash the backs of her hands, her thumbs as well, and she's also going to wash her fingertips, as you guys can see too.
Yeah, I'll try. 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then I'm sorry, I said, oh my gosh.
And
And I said, because I thought I tried not to do
no rings on your
I'm
Okay.
like, oh no. Okay.
And then we're going to grab our lab coats.
Okay. And now she's going to go to the back, get a lab coat so she can don her PPE.
Thank you, Christine. You're welcome.
First thing she put on is her lab coat. As you can see, she already has her glasses, but if she didn't, she would put her goggles on next. You can see she also put her ID badge on the outside of her gown. This will be wiped off at the end. When she cleans up her room, she will wipe off her gown as well too. You can also notice that her hair is all put up. There is nothing in her face. It is off the collar and all the way. You notice that the way she put her gown on as well, it's covering her watch, so you don't see any watches or anything in here. She has no jewelry on either. So she's now going to put her mask on. She's assuring that she has a nice tight fit. She has her side shields on. Now she's going to go ahead and go into the unit and purge her lines. She's making sure that the master switch is on, and she's going to purge the lines for 2 minutes. We're speeding this up for you guys, but the line should be purged for full 2 minutes before, and then 30 seconds between patients as well. You also want to make sure that your water reservoir is filled. That way you have water to purge your lines for the full 2 minutes. Once the 2 minutes has passed, she'll be done purging the lines. She did it in all the sections, as you can see as well too. Keep those good. So now we just fast forward this. Her 2 minutes is up. Now she's going to go back. She still has her PPE on.
We gotta grab
At this point, she's going to grab all her disinfectant agents out.
and we need gloves.
And she's going to retrieve gloves from over here. You can see now she has to leave the operatory, so she's going to throw her mask in the trash. She's walking over to the sterilized side to grab utility gloves
That will be right here.
from the sterilized window. She will now wash her hands again. She's going to put a new mask on, and then she'll wash her hands again before she puts gloves back on. Now she's washing her hands again. She's washing her hands again because she touched the mask, and she also, if she needed, she would have touched her glasses or her goggles if she needed.
And then from here to
She's putting on utility gloves now because she's going to be handling Cavi wipes. So since this is a chemical, she has to wear those strong puncture resistant gloves.
Oh, this one's not open.
Oh, not open there. She's going to do her first wipe. She's going to wipe the room twice. You'll notice the first wipe through is to remove any bioburden that may be on the unit. So she'll wipe those all down.
And you start with the top.
So when she's cleaning the unit, she starts from the top of the unit and then works her way down. You'll notice she's wiping everything. The light, she's going to wipe the handle. She'll even wipe the arms of the light as well too. She'll wipe all the cords, all the countertops, everything down to the base of the chair. As her wipe gets dry, she'll grab new wipes as she needs. That way she makes sure that they're staying moisturized. I wanted you guys to notice that when she also wiped this down, she also wiped inside. So after she wiped the cords down, she's wiping inside where the cords sit as well.
You keep one, right, Miss Lambert?
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, she's grabbing more wipes here because her last one dried out. So she's grabbing more. She's wiping the rheostat now and placing them all underneath the chair on the floor. Make sure that you also wipe down your clinician chair and all handles. She's getting another wipe because that one is dry. So now she's using another wipe. She's wiping the monitor, but you notice she's not wiping the screen, just around the monitor. All handles on the cabinets must be wiped down as well. And both sides. So that was one side of the room she wiped. Now she's wiping the other cabinets on the other side.
So it wasn't for me to do anything, right?
Okay. Okay, so that was her first wipe. She will now do everything all over again. She'll wipe everything that she just did again. Okay, so now this is her second wipe going through. So you're gonna see everything just repeated.
Over there.
Okay, she just completed wiping her second wipe. Now you see she kind of wiped her hands a little bit with the Cavi wipe. Right now she's going to wash the utility gloves that she has with the antimicrobial soap. So she's washing these the same as if she was doing her hand wash. It will just be 15 to 20 seconds. So now she's washed them with the antimicrobial soap and water. Now she's taking a Cavi wipe and she is wiping the utility gloves with a Cavi wipe.
And if there's any holes that have
If there's any holes or any lack of dexterity in the gloves, then they would be thrown in the trash. But at this point now, the gloves are all nice and clean. For the time being, while she's working on her patient, she's going to store the gloves underneath the sink. She's going to put her Cavi wipes back underneath the sink. Do not leave Cavi wipes sitting on the sink, okay? She's going to close this. She's now removing her PPE. And she's going to wash her hands again. Now she has clean hands. With these clean hands, she's going to now go and grab all of her barriers, and she's going to grab her instruments at this time as well.
The calculus is the hardened calcified class. So like
All the barriers that she needs are on this cart here, so she'll grab everything that she needs to cover her entire room. Her instruments are going to be in these little cubbies here, so she'll grab the instruments that she'll be using as well at this time. And her tray. There are clean trays here too, so she'll grab a tray that makes sure that it has a plastic cover on it, so that is what she'll grab as well.
and they can't touch.
and then you have the pouch. So in your face,
Pouch. Oh, good. So nothing that, all her barriers and everything that she has cannot touch the sterilization pouch that she has here. So this sterilization pouch is considered contaminated. So all of her clean stuff, for instance, she did not put her instruments on that tray because that pouch is contaminated. So she set it on the side right now while she barriers her room. She's covering the chair. She's covering also the small bracket table. If you have a Calvatron, the bag will go over the Calvatron and that bracket table. She's covering the entire unit. As you can see, she pulled the bag down to assure that she's covering the cords as well. She's now going to cover the computer screen. She's she's just using blue barrier tape just to secure the plastic covering on the computer screen. She's going to put the keyboard and the mouse as well, going to be covered in this plastic. I do want you to notice that she's going to leave the plastic a little bit loose. That way she's able to adjust or move the mouse as needed. But she is going to seal the back of this plastic here. So she's going to either tape it with barrier tape or you can also tie it. But the back of the plastic must be closed. She's making sure that she's staying on this side of the black line. This side is a contaminated side, which means that she can use gloves as she's working on her patient and touch anything on this side of the black tape. Anything on this side of the black tape she cannot touch with dirty gloves or gloves that have been in the patient's mouth. She's now putting a piece of plastic across the top here on the clean side. This plastic will be to protect any papers or any charts or anything that she has from any spatter or aerosols. So any of her paperwork and stuff, her daily evaluation sheet, any notes will go underneath this plastic sheet. She's wrapping up a couple of blue barrier tape so that she can put her overgloves on it. The overgloves will be utilized to grab anything that requires clean hands if she has on contaminated gloves. She will now tape the room for everywhere that she may possibly touch. Make sure the light switches are covered as well. She's taping the handles because she may need to adjust the light or she may need to adjust the bracket table. So anywhere that her hands may possibly touch are going to be barriered with tape. She just grabbed the light handle switch covers from the drawer. And be sure to cover both these little levers from the clinician chair as well, in case you need to adjust your chair as you're working on the patient. She is now getting her syringes out, air water syringe and her suctions that she may need. She's also getting plastic syringe covers for those. Mind you, her hands are clean at this point. So the things that she'll be using, she's putting on top of the plastic. She's not breaking the plastic, she's taking it out and putting it on top of it. She's now pulling the plastic back down to cover the cords that she would not be using. Now everything is ready. She can grab her instruments. She will not open her instruments until her patient is physically sitting in front of her, okay? You cannot open any instruments until your patient is there. But when you do open instruments, you have to do it in a very strategic way. You have to be careful not to touch the cassette that's inside with your bare hands. So your bare hands would touch the outer plastic that her hands are touching right now, the sleeve, what is that called?
Pouch.
Pouch, the sterilization pouch. but her hands will not touch the cassette that's in the inside. So when she's ready, let's pretend her patient is here.
Hi,
Okay.
patient.
Hi, patient. She'll use her clean hands because she would have washed them. And you notice how she's opening the pouch, but making sure that she is not touching the cassette that's on the inside. She's then going to just push it out, making sure she's not touching that either. And her patient is here. Remember, instruments can only be opened in front of patient. My hand was shaking with you. Try getting it out. Okay, so Angie just got done. She dismissed her patient. She walked her patient up to the front. Now she's coming back and she's going to break down her room. She's washing her hands again because she took her gloves off to walk her patient out, and she needs the gloves back on. Wash her hands. Now she has clean hands. She's going to get everything out here again. These are the same gloves that she used earlier. And this is an Enzymax spray. This is for her instruments. She's going to put her mask back on again, and she's going to wash her hands again before she puts the gloves on. Now she's putting her puncture resistant utility gloves on again. She's going to spray her instruments with an Enzymax spray. Normally you don't spray Cavitron tips, but we're just using this as an example for you guys, okay? She's taking the plastic off of the spray, off of the tray. Now with her utility gloves on and her PPE on, she's going to walk her instruments with utility gloves to the contaminated area of the sterilization. So they go in a contaminated window. She has everything that she needs or wants. She stacks them there. You must only take your instruments back with utility gloves. You cannot take your instruments back with nitrile gloves or bare hands. She's not going to break down the room. She's taking everything off that she used. Okay, she has now wiped down the room twice for her breakdown. She's double wiped everything all over again. Now she has her utility gloves on. Mind you, she still has all PPE on. She's going to wash the utility gloves. She's using Cavi wipes. She's now going to wipe down the utility gloves.
And take them to sterilization.
Now she's taking these utility gloves straight to sterilization. They must be sterilized now. She's setting them there, and the rotators will take care of that later. You notice she took her mask off, only grabbing the strings that were behind her ear with her pinky. She's now washing her hands again because she just took the gloves off. She's being sure to dry them really thoroughly. And now she's going to put everything away underneath the cabinet that she had taken out to clean the room. At this point now, her hands are clean. She's going to purge her lines for 30 seconds because it's in between patients. So after room breakdown, she purges the lines as well. So she'll turn it on and she'll do the same thing that she did when she did room setup, except just for 30 seconds. Okay, we're gonna time lapse this. We're gonna show that she pretend like she did it for 30 seconds. And now she's going to show you how to set the room up when it's all done. So she's making sure she turns the master unit off. She's also going to decompress the unit as well. So what she's going to do is pick up the air water syringe and spray the air until the unit decompresses, where there's no more air in the unit. She's then going to take her bracket table. She moved her bracket table to over the chair itself. She's making sure that the light is right and she's facing it towards the headrest here. She's also lifting the unit up so the chair is all the way up in the upright position. She's taking a paper towel and she's placing it on the chair, and then she's going to place her rheostat on top of the unit. If your rheostat like this, hold on, let's go this way. If this one can go on top of the unit, you can put that up there as well, but some of them don't reach, so we mainly put that one. She made sure that her headrest was back in the proper position, and now she's done. She will wash her hands again. She's going to leave the clinic for the day, so she'll do a full 2-minute hand wash. Well, she'll do 15-30 seconds, but after she takes her PPE off and her goggles and everything, then she'll do a full 2-minute hand wash. If you are wearing goggles at this point too, you will wash your goggles with soap and water, and you will then set your goggles on top of this with a clean paper towel and let them air dry. Okay, so she just pretended like she did that for you, and that's where they would be, but she'd wash them with soap and water then. Alrighty, that is it. Okay, you guys, this is Rachel. She's going to show you guys how to properly take off your PPE. She is now going to take off her gloves. Go ahead. You notice she's turning that one inside out to expose a clean part of the glove. She will then take the other glove off. If it comes off, there you go. Her gown wants to come with her. She's taking the other glove off. She has it in her hand, and now she will take her hand and touch the clean part of the glove, wrap them in a ball, and throw it in the trash. She will now take off her mask, and she will take off her gown, being very careful not to touch the outside of her gown as well. So she's untying it, and then she's going to use an inside out technique so that she does not touch the outside or the contaminated side of her gown.
I'm still tight.
Perfect. She'll then throw it in the trash and wash her hands. Thank you, Rachel.